Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, June 7th, 2016. There is some aspect of Ra here in the Lynn life, and the Luce that we have referred to as 18-year-old Luce in the Jamie body mind. He doesn't look 18 anymore, but it's that same presence.
That's true.
Other teammates in other dimensions, most of us in the subatomic, all of us subatomic to someone, and we believe that most of us are in the physical dimension, although with recent discoveries it's really hard to tell. We don't actually know, as it turns out, in large part whether or not we're in physical dimensions. However, bodies of a certain amount of density, such as this one, are beautiful bringers of messages, and this body has been bringing messages about the larger effort, the project to manifest the divine plan, pretty consistently for somewhere between 8 and 10 years, I believe.
That's true.
And the hunt for whatever the knee issues represent was begun a couple of days ago, and we are picking up the trail and continuing on. With that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin.
Restating the intention to heal the root causes of the knee issues and whatever they represent in such a way as to upgrade the standards of integrity to that which will actually work to manifest the divine plan. Seeing again something similar to what we were being shown in the last healing session with this physical barometer, where it looked like basic training of the search for truth pillar, and there were limbless creatures moving around, and the first time we jumped in to work with this, it was really dark and kind of hellish looking. And now it's quieter, but still dark, and there's an ominous tone and kind of a creepy tone.
I feel that.
Yeah, spooky,
Warning.
warning feeling. That's true. Like walking down a dark road and feeling like you can hear someone behind you maybe, and you turn and no one is there. And it feels like someone trying to scare us.
That's my take.
It feels like someone trying to spook us.
Ooh.
And I don't feel scared, and it's pretty clear that someone is trying to spook us, which puts me in mind of the light that keeps coming on for no apparent reason in one of the rooms of the house where these bodies are living right now. We'll be in another room, and the light will just come on in one of the bedrooms in that way of, ooh, boo, I'm trying to spook you.
Can you guys see how unprofessional you look when
That's
you
the
do
right
things
question.
like this? You just look so unprofessional.
That's true. So unprofessional. Live streaming it up. Can you see how unprofessional you look? That's a real question. I'm actually asking. Can you see it? And now I feel lots of scurrying feelings, like people moving away from the message as it comes up.
Right.
And there's a little clear bubble around the question as it moves up. It looks like that clear bubble that we've been noticing around presences like Sophia as she moves through the dimensions, like things move away from her.
They don't want to answer the question one way or the other.
That's true. That's true.
They want to avoid the question.
Starting to feel some kind of energy structure, and I feel it in the knee of this physical body that I'm in right now, in the level of the knees, both knees, and it feels really tight and ropey, and also kind of spiny, like a cat's claw vine, and it really hurts to pull up. Pulling it up, and now I feel feelings from up above, like panic, or like don't look too close at that thing because I'm involved in that thing, and I really, really don't want to get busted for this. This thing feels like an idea or a story or a rumor or like a false article. What it feels like is like those articles that we've been finding about solar power that are written to twist all fact in such a way as to make it sound like solar power is somehow a flawed concept. This feels kind of like that feeling of like taking a good thing and somehow twisting it so it sounds totally not good.
Propaganda.
This feels like propaganda, pulling it up, and I can feel it's connected in multiple points like a vine. And as we're pulling the propaganda out of the knees, I hear fleeing sounds up above, like people rushing out of a building that's on fire or a building where explosions are going off. And they're taking with them the things they think are most incriminating, I think. So just calling up to the highest concentration of truth and integrity at that level, wherever you are, lock the doors. Don't let anybody out, because it's coming down now. This collapse of the axis into the smaller subatomic is on all of our records. What are each of us as individuals going to do to make it right?
The needs of the greater good matter more than the needs of individuals or groups.
That's good. Merging more deeply than merging. Someone way up high is very upset, in a way of, I knew that something not right was happening that's somehow involved in what you're doing, in what you're clearing out, what you're revealing, and I didn't do anything about it, and now I feel like a gross person. I don't want to feel like a gross person.
Well, what are you going to do to make it right?
What specifically are you going to do to make it right? Because lots of people say, oh, I don't like feeling like a gross person. Oh, I'm very sorry about doing things that a gross person would do. I'm very sorry about being a gross person.
What are each of us as individuals going to do to make it right?
What are each of us as individuals going to do to make it right?
Really consider.
You hadn't thought about it. It's like the question of what are we going to do to make the collapse of the smaller subatomic right is one of those things that's painted on walls in office buildings or like inspirational posters, and people go around at cocktail parties and saying, yes, what are we going to do?
But nobody's really trying to figure out.
Actually, what am I going to do?
Very specifically, what am I as an individual going to do?
To make it right. Now there's a really big head clearing feeling and a world turning upside down dizziness feeling. Popping up, and now it feels like there is loose debris around basic training that I didn't see a few minutes ago when there was still that spooky Halloween decoration feeling. And now there's just like a lot of wet heavy debris to pump up, so at the very least we can start pumping up the debris out of the basic training level, out of whatever these knees represent, and sending up with the debris. This is what's happening down here. This is what's happening down here, and calling up to the amateur videographers way above us, and asking, are you getting this? Are you recording this?
I see a wave.
I see the wave. I see not just one wave, I see like a group of waves. Good for you, super cool. Pumping them up.